Hello again, everyone, and welcome back again for another video. So, as you can see, I got several computers going on here today. These are a bunch of old terminal PCs that I got from a friend of mine that he wanted me to do some stuff with. Basically, they were just collecting dust at his storage place there, and he said, well, sell them for me, get rid of them, upgrade them, whatever you want to do, and we'll figure out how we're going to split the profits on that one. So um I've got 5 of them here to play around with, starting with the one right over here, the oldest one. This is an OptiPlex 3010. If you've watched my channel, you've seen me do hacks on the 3010. I show how to do the front panel hacks on that. So we'll probably do a case swap on this one later on. So we'll save that for something else. Which leaves these other 4 right here. These 3 right here are all OptiPlex 3070s that have Core i3 9100s in them. And then this top one, which is going to be the focus today, this is an OptiPlex 3080, which has got the Core i3 10100. So 10th gen chip going on in here today. So what we're going to do with this OptiPlex is we're actually going to turn this into a gaming computer. Let me do something here. We'll turn off the 4K cam there, and we'll actually switch to the computer right now. The OptiPlex is going right now, so we'll go ahead and take a look at the specs on it. Let me go ahead and run Task Manager so we can have a look at this. Under Performance CPU, this is running the Intel Core i3 10100, like I said. I'm not going to do any CPU upgrades, but this is going to get sold off, so that is something to consider. If you're like watching this from like eBay, where this is actually going to go up on when the video is done, it's nice that you've got some CPU options out there still, and they're fairly new options too. But anyways, moving along, it comes with 8 gigs of memory. Now, as you can see, 1 second here, let me resize it so we can see that. 1 of 2 slots are being used, so we've got an empty slot going on there. So we're not running in dual channel right now, so that's one thing we're going to do. We're going to bump it up to 16 gigs. We'll double the memory in this. Now, one thing I'm seeing here is the speed. This is 2666. Now, I don't know if that's going to be BIOS locked like that according to CPU type, or how Dell does that, but we're going to stick some 3200 speed memory in here and see if that maybe changes. But we'll see as we progress along with this video and this little build that we got going on here. Disk 0 is our SSD. Now, this is, like I said, it's a 10th gen, so it's got newer stuff in here. This actually has an NVMe drive in it. This isn't like these older, like 3010s that I've worked on. So this is nice. This is a little more modern, but it's got a 256 gig NVMe drive in here, Hynix. We'll probably bump that up to give it a little more storage because, like I said, we're going to make this into a gaming computer. Now, the current GPU in here, of course, is the onboard graphics, which is the Intel Ultra High Definition Graphics 630 going on right there. Pretty cheesy, worthless graphics for the most part, but, for office settings and terminal settings, it is just fine. So, switching back 1 second here to the 4K cam. So that's what we're going to do then, is we're going to work on this top one. I'm actually going to do some upgrading stuff to these ones right down here too. Also for sale. I don't know if they're going to go up on eBay, if they're going to go local. The boss wanted actually a couple of them, so I think 2 of these are already spoken for. This one we're going to turn into the gaming computer. This 3010, like I said, later on, maybe in a month or so, or maybe less, whenever I get around to it, we'll convert this one to a different case. We'll do a case swap on that one. We'll talk about the 3010, and then that leaves this one right here which will be for sale as well. So this is the 3070. This has got 128 gig SSD. We'll talk about that one later. We'll talk about all these later. Let's get to this one. Let me go ahead, cut this scene, and pop this open. All right, so I got some of it taken apart already. I took the blower out from here, and as you can see, it's a little bit dusty. Definitely got to clean that off. This has been used, I think, for about the last year and a half. Now, I was contemplating changing this out for a whole new, brand new one, but considering I know what it's been used for the last year and a half, uh, it's been powered down after the shift ends. I know that, and it was powered up and basically used for terminal use, so it really hasn't gotten heavy usage. So this is probably pretty typical dust that you're going to see in these when you tear these apart and open them up. So I think we will keep this one right here. Here's the other side to it. That just goes in there like that. I pulled out the DVD thing in here, and actually what I did with it is I put it in another casing. I'm going to use that for another project. I actually changed out the top part of the DVD there, and if you look down in here, I put a King Spec SSD in here. So that's actually what I did is got rid of that useless DVD that nobody uses burners anymore or nothing like that. So I took advantage of that space and put an SSD in there instead. That way we're going to expand this. This is a 1 terabyte, so we got 1 terabyte already that I've added in here. And then as you can see, we can stick another hard drive in here as well. Let that focus here a little bit. We can stick another hard drive in there as well. So I actually plan on doing that too. So we'll stick a hard drive in there and we'll have 2 bits of storage. And then of course right up here, let me point it out to you, is the NVMe drive right here. It's a little 2230 sized one, it looks like. I'll have to take out the little thing from here and screw it in down there to get the regular 2280 sized one to fit in there. But then right here, we have a M.2 port for a network card. That's one thing I think I'm going to do. I'm going to add a network card here. Now, I can add some wiring to the inside here, like you see like on these minis, but I think I'm going to lead one actually up to this back port right here. So that's going to be pretty neat. So we'll have Wi-Fi and Bluetooth and more storage here. I haven't decided on the capacity that I'm going to put on the new storage here yet, but it will be an NVMe drive. We're going to have 3 drives total running in this, so this is going to be pretty badass, along with our video card, and yeah. All right, so next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to pull these memory modules out, and let's take a look at this. See what speed this is running at. Hold on, let me get my magnifier so I could read this. PC4 2666V. Yeah, so this is 2666 speed memory. I guess we should take out our 16 gig kick. This is actually what I'm going to put in there. Like I said, this is 3200 speed. I want to see if it makes a difference. Now, from what I can tell, I think the max this will go up to is 2933. That's what I heard about on these. I guess I'll find out after I do the memory upgrade. But I'm going to do the memory upgrade. We'll get this new NVMe drive in here. Got to go get the hard drive coming in. I'm waiting for UPS to deliver the video card that we're going to pop in here. And then we'll carry on. So let me cut this scene here, and I'll be right back. All right, so I'm progressing along, as you can see here. Let me get out a little pointer here so I could point out to you what's been done, and as we're going along here. Starting way over here on the right-hand side, as you can see, I now have a Wi-Fi and Bluetooth adapter in here. Now, this came with the low profile or the standard, PCI things that I could put in there. But I didn't want to do that. This case actually came with some holes in the back that you just punch them out there. You just press those in there that will actually fit the Wi-Fi antennas because I kind of needed that room there. I didn't want to use up this space right here. So I do have the Wi-Fi antennas on this mounted in the back like it should be. Um, so that's nice. We're going to add that Bluetooth functionality in there. Let's see if I can turn my camera down in there. Now you can see that we got the video card in already. This is a Radeon RX 6400. Now when you're looking for a video card for these, always remember it's low profile single slot. Now see how small this is and how it fits into this little gap here? Let's lower that down so you can see how much of a gap is in there. This is a low profile single slot type card. This is the 6400. This is probably the most badass one you can get for this because it actually doesn't use that much power. It's rated at I think at 50 watts, 55 watts, something like that. Now this power supply is only a 200 watt power supply, of course. So, I mean, that is kind of something you want to keep in mind when you go with these single slot cards. Because some of them, I know you can get like the GTX 1650 also in a single slot type. But that one I think runs about 75 watts. I guess it depends on how far you want to press it. Now, I was checking right there. You see my little kilowatt thing there on the wall. I did run some diagnostics on this as I was testing out this video card, and I was kind of curious to see what kind of wattage it would actually pull from the wall. And so I ran Furmark and Cinebench both at the same time. That way that CPU's getting hit slammed hard, and that GPU's getting slammed hard. I put it into burn-in mode just to see how far it would crank up, how loud it would get. It starts spitting there. I'll have to say that, having the GPU in there will kind of, give this thing a little bit of noise, but it's not actually too bad. But, I didn't take no volume measurements, but I was looking at the wattage coming off from the wall, and it was showing at like 143, 145. It just kept jumping back and forth to there. So we'll say 145 watts peak is what it did with Furmark and Cinebench going full blast on this, stressing this thing as hard as we can. So that's a little bit less than 75%. It's about 70% or so-ish of what the ability is of this power supply. So that's right on par with in spec. So this graphics card that's in here is a great choice for a PC like this. Now this OptiPlex, if you hadn't noticed, it's a newer one, so it doesn't have some of the older technology. So this one's actually kind of worth it with this 6400. It really nice having the NVMe in there and what have you. But anyways, so moving right along here, let me lift up my light here. As you can see over here, you can kind of see it. I got some RGB going on here. This was done with my Dremels. I got a little bit of bits of plastic and shit all over my counter now, but this was done with the Dremel to kind of flatten it up in there, get it all tucked in there. I'll show it to you in the finale, but this is something I'm working on. Excuse me. And that is why I want this extra PCI slot that's right above the GPU open, because I'm going to do like I did in the video for the HP TG01, where I put the RGB in it and had it run with Corsair. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to put a Corsair Lighting Node Pro into this. Probably going to mount it right here. Plenty of room. I'm going to put a Corsair Lighting Node Pro in this, and that way the RGB that I'm putting in this OptiPlex is going to be ran off of Corsair iQ. So that's going to be pretty neat too. And as I said, I got another drive here to finish that up, and That's probably going to come next year. I suppose I should probably put my drives in. I've got everything else wired up the way I want it to. All that's left is I'm waiting for the P the slot card for the PCI slot up there for the Corsair Lighting Node Pro, and then I'm going to pop that in, and this thing will be done, and then we'll show you the final stats on this. I'll show you a couple other stats from some other stuff that I've testing that I've done on this, and well, let me cut this scene, and we'll be right back. All right, guys, so the next thing I want to go over with you before we continue on is a nice little RGB hack that I'm doing here. Now, I've shown this hack before. Before I show it to you, let me show you my RGB. Let me loosen this up here from this to show you how this is. I actually have this kind of hooked together with little connectors and stuff, kind of moving up and down there. That's how that's set up in there, and then that's put that on there, and then it comes out right here to our RGB end. Now, how we're going to get this to interface with Corsair? Here's our Corsair Lighting Node Pro. Here's the hack, and like I said, I've shown this before. What I'm using is an Initech KT4006. You see that right there, KT4006. So this is what you're going to look for on Google or else Amazon or whatever. And then I have this USB to USB 3.0 to USB 2.0 adapter here. Now what this adapter does is it gets put right into the back part of the KT4006, just like that. If I can get it in there. If I can get it in here. Let's see. A second here. There we go. Goes right in there just like that. And then that plugs into the Corsair lighting node. Where is my USB thing for the Corsair lighting node? 1 second here. I'm missing a piece. Here it is. I need... Here it is. Here's the USB end for this. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take the part that normally would go into like a USB 2.0 port, and we're going to put that on the back here of the KT4006, and that is going to lead out, whoop, that unplugged, that's going to lead out to here to the side on the Lighting Node Pro. Now, what I also have here is an adapter from Pirate Dog Tech. Now, if you get the kits that, well, I ain't going to go with that, but like a gigabyte adapter will work too, to 3-pin. That'll work too. But this is one from Pirate Dog Tech, which has got the Corsair end on it and then the 3-port there. And we'll just plug that into Lighting Node 1 there. Like I said, and then we'll plug this one in right here. And then this just gets plugged into, I guess I should take that out first. This is going to get plugged into the 1X slot on the computer here. 1 second. There we go. We can close that up. Make sure that's plugged in. And then we can take this end here, plug this into our RGB. Now all we have to do is power this computer up and install our Corsair IQ software. I got to plug this into right here. Install our Corsair IQ software, and this RGB will be ran in Corsair just like that. So let me cut this scene here. Actually, I'm going to get this mounted on top, take the sticky thing off and set it all in there and close this up, and then we'll look at some stats on this, and then I'm going to show you the final reveal on this in just a bit. Hold on. Alright, well alrighty then. I got the computer off to the side. It's ready to go. Let me go ahead and power this on, and we'll have a look at this. Now you can see as it starts up, kind of the cool pattern that it makes there. That's pretty neat. And then of course when it, oops, I gotta switch my keyboard over. then of course after it boots up, it will switch over to the iQ's software profile. Right now, what you're seeing is the hardware profile. Then I have it set to do this little, chasing pattern there. And we'll give it just a second here for the iQ software to kick in. Just a minute here. There we go. And now, as you can see, when it goes into software mode, it's doing a rain effect there. That's pretty neat, huh? That's pretty cool. I love that. Let me do this. Let me switch this over here. And then I'm going to change my full screen projector to up on top so I can see this. Just a second here. And we'll switch my keyboard. Couple things I wanted to show you here. First of all, we'll start with the Unigine Heaven benchmark here. As you can see, it scored a 113 frames per second with a max of 233, minimum of 9.2, and that's with that Radeon RX 6400. A lot better than those UHD 630 graphics are going to do. I did some heating tests and thermal tests too. Now, like I said, what I wanted to see was what it was pulling for temperatures and how many watts it was pulling from the wall. Like I said, I got 145 tops, but if we look at our numbers here, we can see that our CPU peaked at 59 watts right there, and we can see that our Radeon peaked at, where is it, 43. 200 watt power supply. Now, if you're going to upgrade the CPU in this, I would suggest going with something like a 65 watt, something that's in the same range as the 10100 that's in here now. I think you would really get the benefit of a newer CPU in here, or a better CPU in here, if you're going to use this for gaming. Right now, as it is, it's good for gaming, but there's definitely some room for improvement. All around, though, really nice Dell that we got going on here. Like I said, we got 3 drives going on here. We got the NVMe, a SATA SSD, and a 2 terabyte 7200 RPM drive going on there for 3 drives. 16 gigs of RAM, our cool Corsair RGB going on there. Like I said, this is going to go up for sale. This isn't mine. I'm selling it for somebody else. I talked to him about what we wanted to start it out at, what we wanted to sell it for. And so what we decided is that this is actually going to start on eBay at $299. I think that's a very fair price. I mean, I got to get back what I invested for the video card, which was like $150, and then the memory, another 50 there. That's 200. I just want to get my investment back, and then whatever this is going to go for, $299. I think that's a great starting price there. That gives a lot of people a chance to get this. I don't overcharge for my shit. Usually, on my auctions, if it was mine, I usually start them at 99 cents with free shipping. This one, I think that's very fair considering the components that are inside of it, the work that was done, everything like that. This is a more modern machine. This isn't one of them 10-year-old OptiPlexes. This is a newer one. So, I mean, there's some room for upgrade there. Be a great machine for you. And it's a tiny little guy, too. It isn't very tall. So, I mean, if you got a small space that you need to put something in, this would fit. So, yeah, that's going to be it for this video, guys. Again, this was the Dell OptiPlex 3080 converted into a gaming machine. Going to be up for sale. So, I'll let you guys go. I'll see you in the next video, whenever that is, and wherever that's going to be, and whatever that's going to be about. If you're interested in a Dell OptiPlex, look for the link to the auction down in the description. Now, if you don't see a link to the auction down in the description, that means, well, this has already been sold and you missed out. But I make a bunch of these throughout the year anyways. Maybe something else will pop up if you are interested. Just, subscribe and keep watching. But that's it, guys. I will talk to you later. See you around, and bye-bye.